Hello everyone. This is going to be a two-part experiment because I got to prep one thing, and then once I do that, I got to clear everything out and then finish the other part of the experiment. For this part of the experiment, I'm going to be prepping some chromatography paper to be able to essentially do a test. Now, the end goal is to be able to hopefully detect indole acetic acid, and I'll be using a solution that I have here, which because this is something I'm trying to come up with myself, a different way of doing something, I'm not going to let you know what this is just in case I end up publishing it, because journals don't like when things you publish in their paper or papers that you submit already publish results elsewhere. But essentially right now I'm going to be soaking these chromatography papers with this solution, and then I'm going to let it dry. And the goal of this is to kind of create a test similar, if you imagine if you've taken a like one of those at-home COVID tests where you put the water in or the solution in, and then it draws it and then a line shows up. I'm kind of creating something like that with this, where I can test for indole 3 acetic acid. I have the procedures in my lab notebook all written out, and let's get started. Now I need to cut these two strips to be 88 millimeters. And I got to make sure to mark it with paper, because if I mark it with pen, you're going to end up contaminating the experiment with pen ink. There we go. But the idea of this experiment is that I can soak this with a solution that will, when dries, should stay the solid part of the solution should stay in here, and then it should hopefully turn like a pinkish color when it comes in contact with indole acetic acid. Okay, I'm gonna check what the steps I'm doing here. Now I need to use a pencil to mark 20 milliliter or 20 millimeter line. Now I need to mark essentially a 2 centimeter line, and then now on the other side I need to do a 1 millimeter line or 1 centimeter line. Now this is a preliminary test, I guess, or experiment. I don't know if it's going to work or not. However, I don't have to be too accurate with things, because if it's off by a little, it doesn't matter. The data isn't what matters. It's just the result. If I see a change at all, I need to mark 1A and 1B. Now I got to hang these two strips with the label side. What I did is let's see here. I don't know if you can see it, but I drew two lines and I labeled them A and B. Each one paper A and one paper B. That way I know, because I'm going to use two different concentrations of indole acetic acid, and then I have to put them labeled down. There we go. And the idea is I want to get the solution here to soak all the way up to the line, and then once it hits the line, I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to allow it to dry. Now, one thing is to check off the steps that you've done, so you don't do it again. I might have to put one more. It's just barely touching. It's soaking, but it's barely touching. And now we wait. But what I will be doing is I'll be taking the chromatography paper, and I'll actually be sandwiching them between two slides, two microscope slides, and with just a little bit of it hanging off. And then the idea is, and this is once it's dry, the idea is that it will soak the indole acetic, well, I'll put a sample indole acetic acid on the paper and then soak some acetone up through it to see if it draws it up and it causes a positive result. Also, I want to see if there's a way I can quantify how much there is. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll the end of part 1 right now, and then I guess I'll have a part 2 once this is soaked all the way up. Thanks for watching, and check out part 2 when I get that going.